Jody B is bad and so douchey, but I guess it's not Christian Bladt, so it could be worse.
Out there, holy shit! Good to see y'all. You're all sweating, I can see.
Sometimes. Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time. Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise. And here it is.
Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters? I am Christian Bladt, and ordinarily I would flip to my friend, the great Eric Zane, right here and take a look at his hair and probably cry a little inside. I'm not sure where Eric Zane is, but I think he's intimidated because clearly, starting this week, I have the best hair on this show and the best hair in the Dabbleverse. But fortunately, answering the bat signal, yeah, I'm going to call it the Blatt signal, and you could all hate me for it, is the great JJ, Devil's Joint. JJ, 30 seconds ago, you had no idea you were going to be sitting here with me right now.
No clue.
30 seconds ago, I thought that my buddy EZ was going to be popping in here backstage. I'm pretty sure I know what the confusion is. So I'll tell everybody at the top of the show next week, we're going to do the show on Wednesday so that we can play clips from the Kamala Trump debate. We figure we don't want to wait a whole
that's
week for
gonna
that.
be a good one.
It's going to be, yeah, we want to bring the popcorn and all that. And if I know EZ, he thought that was this week. And it's all right. No harm, no foul. JJ, you're here. Why don't you take a minute to promote your stuff? Because we appreciate you being here. We want everybody to know what JJ brings for us when he's here.
Okay, I'm actually gonna add some things today. Well, first of all, we have a new show called Drag the Waters. That's gonna be New Girl and I hosting. We don't have a date for our first episode, but Bob Levy, you know you did, Bob. You agreed to be in the first episode with us. So that's could be coming out soon. You can follow us on Twitter at DTWNYUK for now. And my JJ Dabbles account will turn into the account where that show's going to be. So we have that going on. You got the train wreck, which is a train wreck at the moment. And we are also doing our dabbling in politics thing. We did round 1. We'll be doing round 2. You'll be there, I hope.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I was talking to you, Helga, and Lisa were there. It was the first time I'd ever been on a stream with Lisa, so it was a treat.
Yep.
Douche to the Dabbleverse and Mumbling Nick. It was a great time. There was a lot of disagreement. What I was trying to ask you to find was maybe somebody who is a super hardcore, like libby lib like all in, because that voice was kind of missing. But you might not know anybody like that. I might not know anybody like that.
I did, but they don't talk to me anymore.
Well, that's where it goes.
Yeah.
I do want to welcome everyone to Who Are These Broadcasters. This is the new home for the goal. So come on, let's get a rally started. It only takes one of you. Streamlabs, Venmo, Super Chats, memberships, gifted memberships, and best of all, Rumble Rants. We here at this show, we salute the almighty goal. We always will respect the almighty goal, and we won't get locked up and shirk the duties of the almighty goal, which, since everybody needs to know, we're $350 away from the goal. And the way Super Chats work on this show is you can say whatever you want in the chat. Without EZ here, I may not pick up on the free chat, the poor chat, but I'll try to keep an eye out for
I don't have access to it, guys. Sorry, or I would do it.
Yeah, right, exactly. I actually told JJ, you can't have access. I want to get more super chats so I don't have to share them with EZ this week. So we are $350 away from the goal. You can try and get us closer to the goal, and the highest dollar super chat will be my sign-off. And you've seen the show, you know, sometimes they get me to say things that may or may not get me into a little trouble. So we welcome everybody doing that. Well, this show, I think people need to know, Who Are These Broadcasters is the only show by Bears, for Bears, and starring Bears.
W-A-G-B, who are these bears? Who are these bears?
And the week we have the brand new visual production where you see Eric Zane and I for the first time in these stingers.
I could have switched myself in for that. You could have.
I was going to say we might have to stick JJ in there starting with next week. But this first one comes from a great contributor on the Discord, Cricket Sushi. This is very simple. A bear wanders into a family's backyards. And as always,
Kennedy.
The kids are the smart ones. So they're just playing. You look there in the top third of the screen. The bear got really close.
Oh my god. How do I shut this?
Yeah. How do I shut this
How
door?
do I shut this?
So the bear doesn't come in.
Behind you, that's how.
He's just chilling out. He's just like, all right, I'm going to go to your neighbor's yard. You guys ran too fast. They look fatter and slower.
He doesn't like basketball, apparently.
Yeah, right. Well, you don't usually see a bear that pigmentation just walk right past a basketball hoop.
That's what I was thinking.
This is another one from the Discord. Connor sent us this one, and you couldn't pay me enough to get this close and hang out with a bear. So for our audio audience, the bear's resting his head on this dude's head. It's like on his shoulder. He's panting. You hear him breathing. Oh, he's going to need a flower.
He looks like a guy who would let a bear put his head on his head.
Yeah. JJ, is there any scenario where you'd be like, yeah, I got no problem with a bear getting that close to me?
No. I mean, you know, that is that a guy that works with bears? Maybe. I mean, he might be comfortable with bears. I don't know who that guy is.
It doesn't matter. You know,
That's
Connor
true.
didn't give me that kind of information, but yeah, I was horrified at the notion of getting that close. Well, bears are usually considered local news. We are going to move on over to some national news here.
WATB, who are these national news? Who are these national newscasters?
I don't think I've ever heard that one before, and I'm sorry that EZ isn't here to tell us how much he hates it. I love all the jingles from Doug in the jingles department.
I like that one too.
Yeah, I think that's fun, you know. And look, it gives me a moment to catch my breath and send more text to EZ calling him a motherfucker. But you know, I enjoy them. I'm glad everybody does. So we're gonna stay on the animal theme here. This was an ABC report that police in Iowa were warning residents to steer clear of aggressive water buffalo. I mean, he's just right there up at the front door. I mean, you know, he's not a porch pirate. I don't think. I mean,
he's probably stealing packages.
It's entirely possible that could be what he's planning on doing. And then they're just kind of walking around. And the reason I'm sharing this, JJ, is that they said that these are aggressive water buffalo. Do they seem remotely aggressive to you in this B-roll?
Well, from some of the videos I've seen from police lately, yes, he looks very aggressive to me. But no, absolutely not. I wouldn't even be scared of. You know, if that was at my door, I would just be like, all right, don't open the door, kids.
Do not open the door. Let's everybody stay away. We have this is a largely visual one. But, you know, we have some what if AI generated footage. This is what it would have looked like had John Melendez brought Kate Meany to that wedding that she ultimately didn't go to it. So you kind of see the stone-faced dog there and this lamb sniffing, like literally stealing his eyeballs. And the dog's like, if I don't
That's assault, brother.
Yeah. Gonna go away. Yeah.
And the music really makes it.
The music goes a long way. Now the faces are touching and the dogs are I gotta look away. And he is not knowing when no means no. I do understand that dog was presented with a blanket immediately afterwards. And
I would hope so. I would hope so.
Counseling, yeah.
And a test to make sure. Yeah.
How do you feel about animal videos, JJ? We do play a lot of them on this show. You know,
as a pretty much a new animal owner or father of a new puppy. I like animal videos these days. I'm a fan.
Have you ever referred to it as a fur baby?
Never.
I'm so glad to hear that because I was a half second away from just doing the show by myself today.
Hell no.
We've all heard crying, wailing children on a flight, and maybe some of you have even thought about how you could solve that problem. Well, we have a story about a flight in China where two women actually acted on some of those instincts.
China now on a story that's causing a lot of heated debate. Two strangers disciplined a child mid-flight after she wouldn't stop crying. The two women locked themselves inside the plane's restroom with the toddler, saying they wouldn't let her out until she calmed down. And as the girl stopped crying, the women filming the video picked her up and told her, "If you make any noise again, we'll come back here." The twist, the child's grandmother apparently gave them permission. One of the women later posted that video online, sparking backlash over how to handle tantrums in public.
So
There's China for you.
The grandmother saying it was okay, but you're still the two women who went into the restroom with a toddler, and they basically said, if you make any more noise, we're going to kill your grandparents. I mean, that's not what they said, but
yeah, kind of. To the kid, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. I don't know if you have kids, nieces, nephews, anything, but I'm sure that even somebody with no experience around children knows that this is not the best way to handle that situation.
You do know I have kids, Christian. Don't lie.
I didn't know what you were saying. I know that the JJ mythos are, it's shrouded in mystery. Yeah. So yes. And look, there's times where even before I had kids, yes, I would think like, wouldn't it be great if somebody locked that kid in a bathroom? But I wouldn't actually expect them to do it.
Right. You just think it like, oh, shut up, kid.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So I know the show has really been politics heavy the past few months. So we're going to try to take a little break as we at least start the show. And while you thank us, I want to make sure that you take a moment to support one of the great sponsors of our show.
It's called Save America. I think you're going to love it. Tremendous pictures, tremendous history. And go out and get it. You're going to be very happy.
So, yes, the Save America, the new book that President Trump has, and
great
it's available wherever you find books. And is that image copywritten? Because I hope that photographer at least is getting a cut of all the usage. But I guess if you take it for like AP, they own it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I don't think the photographer is getting anything, but you know what? Yeah. God bless that person.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a half second or even a millisecond difference. We don't even get that image. And it was a photo of President Trump surviving the assassination attempt on that book for our audio audience. And you'll know where to find that book and wherever books are available. All right. Well, we're a mere 13 minutes into the show, and now we're getting into local news.
WATB, who are these local news? Who are these local newscasters?
And don't worry, keep sending in your super chats and your chats. We'll get to them in a moment. I'm juggling one plate too many today, but I appreciate JJ sitting in here and helping me out as we navigate some of these things. So I want to take a look at a blight on society, a swarm that has descended on the beaches of California's Monterey Bay.
A sea lion invasion at San Carlos Beach in Monterey, forcing city leaders to close the beach Monday to all users indefinitely.
Though this is one of my favorite beaches to hang out on a lunch break. So I can't go there because it's partitioned off. But yeah, I love it.
The beach is also a popular spot for scuba divers and lessons. The sea lions forcing them out as well.
So there's actually a really great another beach just about a mile down the road called Maccabi Beach.
So
they can move along there.
Yeah, this lady is saying that these dark monsters, these sea lions, are on this beach.
They're illegal.
Regular people can go ahead over to the other beach. You just go ahead over there. And I don't know if you've I'd never seen these sort of swarms, these like herds of sea lions until I moved to California. And I look at it and I go, oh, that's cute. And you know what, the water in Monterey is too cold to go in the water anyway. So, just go to the other beach. But I thought that they're likely to fix that problem more than, other problems in this country. Don't you think, JJ? That in a wealthy community like Monterey Bay, they'll round up those SEALs. There's probably late at night, there's going to be a truck taking them out, right?
They'll be in a military truck just going down the road to that other beach that she was just talking about. That's so nice. They can go there. Yeah, they'll be fine. There's actually a bar on that beach for them.
Dust Cloud said, I never got the link, but I'm here anyway. Thank you, Dust Cloud. We always appreciate you being here. Dang Lizard. Sorry to my buddy JJ, but who would listen to this instead of NLO covering the steel toe arrest? Have a great day. Christian, you're boring like Rob Saul. Dang Lizard, I love you. I adore you. I'm a huge fan. You can tell me I'm boring. I will. I might be fighting words to compare me to Rob Saul, but that's all right. And yeah, I mean, the steel toe story just keeps getting crazier. It's so crazy that our friend Cardiff Electric said last night that he might start getting interested in it. Now's the point. Now that it's already the series finale.
Taking a while.
Douche of the Dabbleverse, our friend from, as we mentioned, dabbling in politics. I, for real, made a wish that Zane would not be here. Never in my dreams did I expect to see JJ. Mo fucking dabbles. Don't fuck up, JJ. No, JJ's doing a great job. I appreciate him being here, especially last minute. You could do a terrible job, and I would just be like, well, you did better than Easy did this week.
That was even last second.
I was literally last second. I was ready to vamp for like 10 minutes. It's like, it's fine. You were like, you clicked on the link almost right away. It was almost like, it's almost like you did something to Eric Zane to make sure that he wasn't here today.
You did send a text message, right? Yeah. So you sent me a text message, not a DM. So I got it right away.
I sent both. Yeah. Cause I wasn't sure. Rocco Orby, steer clear of the Buffalo. Get it? Home run, Orby. Home run. I love it. And your friend, KJ.
Hey, KJ.
Happy to see JJ. Christian, big fan, but I have to say I miss Eric and his hair. I miss Eric and his hair, but I'm also a big fan of JJ. So as
KJ,
I said, I'm
Zane misses KJ as well.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, Zane's a big fan of KJ. And New Girl, your friend, who we'll let you promote in a moment, with I don't know, £1.99. As much as I love Easy, great to see my boy JJ. Hi, Chris. Hello, New Girl. New Girl also featured in the latest episode of All Apologies with Trucker Andy. Hey, this is a great point. KJ, you should be the next stand-in when either EZ or Christian are MIA. I'm going to tell you something. This show won't happen if I'm MIA. But I will add KJ. I will add New Girl. I'll have a backup list. In the past, I had asked Cardiff, but he's not allowed on YouTube anymore. And the Wired Christian says we blame Carl. Now, I haven't been single for a long time, but I do remember the struggles out there trying to find someone. I have been with my wife for 20 years now, so I never even really used dating apps. And I was a fan of a good old-fashioned opportunity. You try and meet a young lady when you're out in public. And JJ, I'd like to introduce to you a Florida man who's very like-minded, and he wants to try and meet a lady when he's out in public.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you stop? What's wrong with you?
What are you doing?
Only on 10, new video of a shocking and sickening sight on South Beach. A man caught on camera touching himself at a busy Starbucks. Witnesses say the lewd act went on for about 10 minutes.
Too much. And tonight
my favorite part is the anchor there on the left. She says it went on for about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
too much.
That's a long time, buddy.
That is a long time.
Right in front of the American flag.
How much is not too much, though, is what I want to ask that gentleman. 9. 2 minutes of 9. So he literally 9. So literally he went 1 minute over, and that was the problem. Well, let's find out a little bit more about the circumstances and the ladies. Yeah, exactly. Yoda World says 9 minutes is okay, though. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
And douche of the Dabbleverse, you ought to be able to jerk yourself off in under 5 minutes. Well, now that's a great point. I had not considered that. But I'm going to let you take a look at the ladies. Dwyer Christian said that I got my wife to marry me with this pickup line. Want to go study some anatomy. It may or may not have worked. You'll never know. But let's see how these women handled this. This guy who's very enamored with himself, let's say.
In this video was arrested for lewd and lascivious behavior inside a Miami Beach Starbucks.
What are you doing?
A customer records the man inappropriately touching himself as employees who may not be aware continue calling for orders.
Get the out. It's disgusting.
We spoke to the woman behind the camera, Alyssa DiMaria.
He puts his hand in his pants, and there's still like 30 plus people, 20 plus people in this Starbucks. Everyone's witnessing it.
Two young women visiting Miami Beach say the man was focused on them inside and followed them outside the Starbucks.
Like, leave.
Yeah, I mean, would you sit outside at the Starbucks where this was happening?
You get away. You're supposed to run away from these things. Danger, run. Danger, run. That's the rules.
Stranger danger. And there's no one stranger than this stranger. New Girl's guessing that drugs prolong the act. They might have been involved. And Dwyer Christian wants to know where the uncensored clip was. You can find it. They show the social media.
Wait,
and,
is his hand in his underwear, or did he pull his underwear around and over?
It's a good question. I actually have not seen that, but I assume it's inside the underwear. And Slam Free Poetry says that's a Fappuccino, and JFK Hud Chunk with a callback to a great moment.
Yeah, okay, yeah, good.
Yeah, did he nut on her leg?
Yeah,
and,
he nutted on my leg. That one?
And and Douche of the Dabbleverse did ask the same question at the same time. And he brought his own cream, Douche of the Dabbleverse. See, I thought that his defense was that he was just trying to turn his grande into a venti. I don't know if that actually works, though.
Getting expensive at Starbucks these days.
It is. Yeah, for what it costs, I better be able to get a few tugs in. Let's see how this is resolved.
All right.
Oh, not that way.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can you stop? What's wrong with you?
We spoke to them. They say this went on for at least 15 minutes.
He's literally just touching himself to us, making eye contact with us.
They're making eye contact back.
Yeah, but isn't it really just respectful that he's at least making eye contact? You know, he's not just staring down at his jaw.
And he didn't have pants at his ankles. He didn't even have pants. They weren't, so that's, he did it the right way, at least.
Yeah, he stayed at least, mostly dressed. New Girl adds, it's literally not the most disgusting thing I've seen at a Starbucks. And Dr. Scotty Jones had a great question a moment ago, which was, what was she wearing? I think we're seeing what she's wearing. She had like a bikini top on, but
Miami Beach.
Yeah, it's it. Dr. Scotty Jones agrees with you, JJ. It takes two for eye contact.
Dr. Scotty Jones said a couple of things, that in the chat that were pretty good.
And Dwyer Christian agrees that paused face wins. I think that's the look that he was envisioning while he was doing this.
Everyone in the store sees it.
They also took video of the suspect sprinting down the street.
What a scene.
Oh my god.
He was like almost in like a state of like nothing there when he was chasing us, but then immediately when the police showed up, he perked up and literally sprinted.
This video.
What were you gonna say, JJ?
I was gonna say he turned into a demon, but when the police came, then he went back to human and ran.
Right, exactly. He was only possessed for those few minutes he was inside the Starbucks.
Literally sprinted.
This video shows police trying to take 27-year-old Blake Rain into custody.
Blake Rain.
He was trying to make it rain.
It says Rain ran from police. He's combative while police tase him. The suspect appeared in bond court. He says he's from New York. Rain was argumentative with the judge.
I didn't commit what they said I committed. It was false.
I mean, you saw those bitches. Obviously, they lied. I think that's what he's saying. By the way,
bitches be lying.
The most surprising thing about this part of the clip is that courtroom in Florida would require you to wear masks, but I guess that's just me wondering about.
That's 2022. It says 3/12/2022.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess it seems like that is a new story, but maybe that's what it is. Dang Lizard, pumpkin spice latte, most disgusting thing I saw.
I'm with Dang on that one.
And let's see, we did show that one, and we've got another one from Dang Lizard. We know Christian would join in on the jerk session. I wasn't invited. As the great Lorenzo Ariola would say, no invite. All right, I received no invite to this party. And I am going to keep an eye on that. And hopefully there'll be some more. I want a long trial hearing. I want to know what's happening and where it goes. So obviously, when you're a parent like myself, JJ, Eric Zane, who hopefully he's spending time with his kids instead of with me. If someone asked you, would you do anything for your kids? What would you say, JJ?
That's a loaded question. I would
It
say.
is. Yeah. It's intentionally loaded.
Yeah.
Well, I have an example where I think that, for the most part, yeah, I do anything for my kids, keep them safe, keep them happy, all that. But to quote the great Meatloaf, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Giving the gift of a lottery win, a Prince William County, Virginia father winning $1 million and giving that money to his son as a wedding gift. Now, his son got married back in April, and since the wedding, he and his wife decided to live in his father's basement. The son says he looks forward, though, to using the money to buy a new home with his.
All right. I do understand the motivation is if your kid gets married and moves into your house, then you do want him to move out. But I don't know. I'm not going to give him my $1 million lottery ticket. I'm going to buy him like a, $50,000, like 5th floor walk up or something.
Yeah. And a car.
Yeah. JJ, if you got, or, near the bus stop, depends on where they are. It's in Prince William County, Virginia. So they can, you can definitely do it right over there. So if you had a $1 million lottery ticket, winning lottery ticket, JJ, is there anyone you'd give it to?
The whole thing?
Yeah. You're just like, you know what? I don't need this. I'm just going to go ahead and pass it off. Perhaps the goal. I don't know. I'm just asking questions.
If I had to give my $1 million away, if I was going to, it would definitely be to my child or to Aaron Imholt.
Yeah. Which, according to our buddy, the great Patrick Melton, we had some great coverage, including a phone call from Nick Rekieta, that the bail is very high. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. I think I actually got that news from Chad Zumach this morning. Yeah, that's right. I think Chad Zumach is the one who made me realize what Aaron's goal is set at. But in any case,
Chad hasn't been bad lately. Chad's been all right.
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy to say, but sometimes, even an unfunny clock is right twice a day. All right. Did you over the weekend, JJ, hear about the Chase Bank glitch? Is this something you were aware of?
Not this weekend. I was a little busy, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. So it was this amazing thing where you put a check in your bank account. Doesn't have to actually be your check. And then when you deposit it, Chase Bank will be so stupid, they'll give you some of the value of that check right away. Now, this is a story in 2 parts. Let's watch the first part of this.
Wow. Yeah, I knew
Well, you might notice something. Our audio audience might not notice, but there's a common denominator from the people celebrating the Chase glitch. Personally, I'm colorblind, so I don't know what it is. But they've got cards in their mouths. They're throwing money around. And apologies if this song.
I don't know this song.
I couldn't take it out.
I worked in a bank for many years.
Yeah.
And this is funny because this happened to Citibank once, and the guy who did it, he put a piece of paper in the thing and took out like $1,000. It was like the first time it happened. His email was chocolate love 23. I remember that.
Well, I'm sure he was just a big fat guy who likes Hershey bars, right? That's why his name was Chocolate Love.
Most likely, and that's where he went with the money. He went to go buy some candy.
All right, well, this is still the good time. Look how happy these guys are. Yeah. All right. And then one of their buddies finds out.
Rat trap in the back there. Sorry.
Yep.
Kick the Chevs, kick the Chevs. We having a Chevy party later. Bring all the Chevy honors out. I don't even like posting my accomplishments in life. For all the niggas that ain't want to give me they Chev, eat a dick. You up 100,000. Everybody gonna eat tonight. Blue hundreds, blue card.
I didn't realize that Ben Franklin was known as a Chevy, so I learned some things there. Also, a word that would have made, would definitely make Eric Zane regret not being here today. So, as I mentioned, JJ, this is a story in two parts.
Yeah.
So the Chase Bank glitch that they're talking about is actually called check fraud, but you worked in a bank, you knew that.
Yeah.
And so there has to be a morning after. So when one of the gentlemen, which not necessarily from that video, but it was part of the trend, he went to his ATM.
I know it. I told you.
His friend is the smart one in their crew.
Bro, I fucking knew it. It's fucking dumbass ATM, bro. Fuck Chase, nigga.
Yeah,
I knew not to fuck with Chase. Fuck Chase.
Yeah, fuck Chase.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
And a number of people have indeed been arrested for check fraud.
For filming himself doing it too. Yeah. That's
well, you do it with your own account. It's like you put in your ATM card.
You have to, unless you're stealing them, which they do also do that.
It's almost like that's why they have your ID to set up a bank account. It's so that you don't steal from the bank. So we give a lot of lessons on who are these broadcasters, JJ. But the one that I'd like to give today is if it sounds too good and people are getting free money, it is definitely too good to be true. And
never believe it. Never believe
that's
it.
one to grow on. And as they said on G.I. Joe, and now you know, knowing is half the battle. Again, with Dang Lizard being very generous with those euros. SJ, looking at my Bumble is creepy and disgusting. You're not wrong. And while we don't cover Stuttering John on this show, we will always post super chats that reference him.
Yoda World's got so many good points.
Yoda World's, wait, you mean I have to pay back the overdraft? And Dwyer Christian says check fraud is real. Well, there's also
that's a voter fraud joke.
Yeah, exactly. And Patrick Belmar, ATM, always taking money.
That's what it stands for. Yeah.
So, JJ, I know you well enough to know. I'm going to assume you're a fan of Gavin McInnes.
Yeah, I like Gavin.
Yeah,
Get off his lawn. Get off.
I knew somebody that was fairly friendly with him, and I've been aware of Gavin for a while, and I think he's great when he's on with Anthony, and I think he has a very specific voice for a segment of our audience. I bet there's a lot of people in the chat who enjoy Gavin, and he's very smart, and I think that people maybe assume that perhaps he's not. So Gavin posted the extended version of an interview that was done for a local news station in South Carolina. WIS is the station. Derek J. Rush is a reporter who wanted to do a piece on an upcoming comedy show that Gavin's a part of that's going to be a roast of Kamala Harris at USC, the South Carolina one, not the one here in Southern California. And Gavin released the full version of the
Gamecocks.
That is the Gamecocks.
The Gamecocks.
Home of the Cocks. Is where Gavin's going to be having a show. I believe it's in just a few weeks. And Gavin had previously sent an email to Derek J. Rush where he let him know exactly what he thinks of him. And this is about 8 minutes in, but this is probably the best exchange of the whole thing.
Inciting people to react into offensive. For example, calling me a retarded hack in an email. And using that kind of verbiage, what I'm imagining would probably be similar if you were to go into the roast.
Well, wait, whoa.
Comedic by nature.
But you are a retarded hack. I'm just speaking facts. These are, I guess you'd call them hate facts. But if you call the Proud Boys white supremacists, you're a retard. You have to be a medical official
to call me retarded, and for that to be a justified cause.
So it's not worth playing the actual news piece version of this with the edited version. So Mr. Rush bleeps himself using the word retarded, but he's clearly using it multiple times here. So I don't know if it's really making the point. I don't know if it's the gotcha.
Yeah, where's that guy's ears at? He looks like Quanell.
Or, oh my gosh, I know if I knew you were going to be here, I would have dusted off some more Quanell clips, but next time. Well, let's let this play out a little bit more.
You are not, to my knowledge.
I think you should be mad at nature. I don't understand why I'm the bad guy because you're retarded.
No, I'm again, you're not a medical professional. You have no position to call me retarded.
Oh, you don't need to be a medical professional to spot a retard. You just have to see them say things like Proud Boys are white supremacists, and you go, oh, this guy is terrible at his job. He calls himself an investigative journalist. He probably thinks hate speech isn't included in free speech, and he thinks that two guys doing a comedy show is somehow inciting violence.
Inciting violence.
Inciting violence.
Cut off there. Yeah. There's lots more. You can find it on Gavin's channel, censored.tv. I'm going to get your thoughts in a second, but I want to put a little cherry on top of that, where Gavin wanted to let Derek know exactly what he thinks of Kamala Harris.
Basically, work for Kamala. You're out here attacking anyone who insults Queen Bey. She's beyond retarded. I wish she was retarded. That would be a step up. She's like, you look into her eyes, it's like looking in the eyes of a dead goat. I don't think anything goes on behind her eyes at all.
Yeah, there's a long pause. So he's like, I don't know what to do with that. But believe me, in the last two clips, there are several things that I thought about titling the episode and then realized I don't think we could actually do that. So what do you think about the way that that this guy, perhaps, as they say, brought a knife to a gunfight, JJ?
Well, I'm not really sure what happened before this, so
Sure.
I don't know where the tension is coming from. But I mean, Gavin's gonna push and he's gonna push your buttons, and when you show your weakness, he's gonna keep pushing at that, and that's what's happening. That's what I'm seeing here, and this guy is falling for it very easily.
Yes, almost immediately. The the idea that you're not a medical professional. You can't call me retarded. He's like, no. I just have to be able to spot a retard. Dang Lizard, I forgot you only cover outdated clips. Look, we have great clips on this show, and if I find them over the weekend, they're new to me. But I appreciate the €2. Greg Williams, Steel Toe is innocent. He did nothing wrong. He's just a man with manly needs and wants to share his perversions with the world. Leave Steel Toe alone. Steel Toe's not in trouble for his perversions. It's for thinking it would be funny to send a nude photo of a woman he's not on good terms with to Gino Bisconti. Of all the people.
It's so weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to send it to Gino. And then, JJ, if I did send you something that maybe could get me in trouble, I wouldn't hold up my phone during this show and send it while I'm on camera. But you know what? That's me, and we appreciate the $20. You're helping us get closer to the goal. And our goal this week is to try and help Aaron get out of county or wherever he is, in all honesty. I think
you could use a little time in there.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. That should be good to wrap the podcast. Well, no, I mean, you just gave us $20. I mean, that's fine. But that's all right. Oh, yeah. No, this is a great point. Kumia's phone stole the Anthony Weiner dick pic. I mean, that's sort of a legendary thing that people can look at because they had cameras in the O&A studios and the phone. I don't even know who had that on their phone and held it up, and then somebody did a screen grab. Look, the internet's going to always win. I think that's what it really comes down to, JJ.
Yeah.
While we're still being, vaguely political, I did want to share a little bit of a piece that this is a local news piece that our buddy Reverend Shitstain sent to us a few weeks ago. This is in the Bay Area, so Northern California. It's important to note where this is. It's a group of people getting together on an overpass with some Trump flags and Trump signs. And I probably wouldn't have played this if you weren't here, JJ, but I feel like this clip is going to speak to you in a way that it wouldn't speak to my buddy Eric Zane.
All right, let's see it.
This is the Curtola overpass in Lafayette, and since 9/11, it's become a kind of gathering place for conservatives to express their views. But on this day, it's also an example of how divided this nation has become.
All right. think I meant to start.
We believe in America. We believe we have a country to save. The flags are upside down because we're a nation in distress. This is a grievous time. I'm not being quiet. I'm not going away. We're not going away.
Lisa Disbrow put out a call for
she's
fellow
very
Trump
passionate.
supporters to meet at the overpass.
I
She's
support
done it
her.
many times.
As
and
you
it's
might
become a
guess,
familiar sight for
these aren't
drivers
the
on Highway
reason why I'm
24.
sharing this clip.
There was nothing inflammatory
I
about
would
today's
assume not.
message, but it was enough to
Here
draw
we
a
go.
pretty extreme response from some people.
You get off this overpass, you racist.
So tolerant.
Your kind is not allowed up here. You come up here
Oh.
all the time. No one stands with you, you racist.
You're standing with it right now.
You are 100% evil. You are 100% You are 100% terrorist traitors to this country.
Listen to these people.
By the way, I think I'd rather see her with her shirt off than that guy who had the terrible tattoos a moment ago.
Yeah, the tattoo has to be hidden.
Those were some terrible tats. That's some bad ink.
Seen some bad ink before. Yeah, that would count as bad ink.
Yeah. So, look, and I think that, there's definitely plenty of places where you're not going to get this much attention for it. But the local Department of Public Works
losing
shows
their
up,
right to free speech,
and
that was
they're
only
inclined
bolstered
to
when a
chase them
Caltrans
away.
truck showed up. Lisa says they've been kicked off the overpass 6 times now. And with several media members recording the exchange, she urged her friends to make a stand. Suddenly, without explanation, the Caltrans truck left.
So that was the reason why I wanted to show that part, was because they like pull over and they're like, oh, there's media here. All right, I'm going to pretend with my cell phone that I need to take a couple of pictures, and we are going to move on. We don't have that much more to say here, and I want to make sure though that we let our friend with the terrible ink have the last word. JJ.
Oh, we almost got you guys last night.
So this is the morning after President Trump was, there was an attempt on his life. So that guy got that far away before he said
that.
Yeah. Then he's like, we almost got you last night. So JJ.
That's how they're thinking. That's how they're thinking. Remember that.
Yeah. Now, JJ, I know you live we talked about this on Dabbling in Politics. I know that you live in the county on Long Island where they just recently outlawed face masks in any situation, and people have gotten ticketed. I don't think people are getting arrested. I think they just get like a ticket for it. But still, that's still in the New York metropolitan area. So I feel like these sort of intolerant people who are stopping their car or running over on the other side of the bridge just to tell someone how much they hate them. I feel like you've probably come across people like this before.
Yeah, I've been attacked from behind twice. Once in a Walmart and once in a parking lot by young kids with, different colored hair. So yeah, I've had some encounters with people like this. I'm not a protester or anything. I'm not out on the streets.
Yeah.
I do have my own flags and stuff if I needed to, but
yeah, but and obviously that's even worse because you're not calling attention to yourself by demonstrating in some way. These people on the bridge are definitely getting some attention, but so I just wanted to sort of share that crowd. And by the way, Jody B, you got to tune into the show at the beginning. Did I play the review from WATP saying that I suck more than Jody B does? I did. And the worst part was that my friend Lucy Tightbox was the one who read it. That was at the very beginning of the show before we played the countdown and all that stuff. So you'll have to look back over there, Jody B. Or I'll tell you this, Jody B. How about you give me a $5 and I'll play it again? What do you think about that, Jody B? Anyway, the great Jody B. Wonderful
Jody.
To hear from him. And before we move on, and I know things got a little bit political, but that's all right. We're still talking local news. Before we move on to our next segment, we do have another one of our sponsors. So we have to take another station break in a moment. Just as
in a moment. It's coming right up.
Hello, everyone. This is Donald Trump. Hopefully your favorite president of all time, better than Lincoln, better than Washington, with an important announcement to make. I'm doing my first official Donald J. Trump NFT collection right here and right now. They're called Trump Digital Trading Cards.
They're worth
These
it.
cards feature some of the really incredible artwork pertaining to my life and
My favorite is the
and
one
very
where he's the
exciting.
astronaut
You
that
can
we just
collect
showed
your
a moment
Trump
ago.
digital cards just like a baseball
They're all
card
great. I want
or
them.
other collectibles. Here's one of the best parts. Each card comes with a
That comes up when you put American flags now. It doesn't show the flag
like
anymore. It says US, US.
Amazing prize.
Oh, it
It's
doesn't
what
show
we
the
have.
flag.
That's why
Okay.
when you see that means
Yeah.
people are putting flags up.
Okay, well, I put up Douche of the Dabbleverse had a bunch of flags. I found this one to be fairly interesting, JJ, because NFTs not really a thing anymore, you know. And
That's new. That's a new thing.
well, I remember he had NFTs before. I think these are different ones, the digital
Oh,
trading cards. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. But Dang
I'm not
Lizard
really
wants to
for
know
that
if Jody
stuff,
Beal joined Tukey for a show, and you know, come on, and this is true. Jody B says he'll do any podcast. Anyway,
Oh, Jody, I got some trans women who might want to speak to you.
Jody B should definitely talk to Helga and Lisa. Dang Lizard, while I waste money, when will you change your backdrop? Look, we've changed a lot of the imaging for the show. I love this AI logo that we don't actually use for these bits anymore. So for me, I want to preserve our legacy. But I'll tell you what, Dang Lizard, you give me another tenner and maybe I'll burn this thing. All right, let's move over to talk shows.
WATB, who are these talk shows? Who are these talk shows?
So Joe Rogan has a show that is fairly popular called The Joe Rogan Experience. And he recently had Russell Crowe on the show. And he referenced the fact that he had just had Dennis Quaid on the show, who's currently starring in the Reagan movie. Now, I don't know if you know this clip or you know the backstory, but JJ, do you know why it might be awkward to bring up Dennis Quaid in front of Russell Crowe?
No, I don't. Tell
Okay,
me.
well, let's watch the clip and then I'll
Randy Quaid, maybe.
Randy Quaid, absolutely. A Canadian hero at the moment.
Love him.
Randy Quaid.
Love
But let's listen and watch the interaction when Rogan mentions to Russell Crowe that he just had a guest on recently.
Thing to hear from a person that is a guy like you, that still feels weird to meet people that are, you know, that you've admired their work. I always feel the same way, and I always feel like this is gonna go away. And then I'm like, nope, Russell Crowe. Oh, wow. I met Dennis Quaid the other day. Same thing. It's like, oh, it's Dennis Quaid.
Cool.
Just seems so strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
You got
it
the
throws
cigarette
Russell Crowe for a loop a little bit. Yeah, he's got the smoke there. He gave a couple of yeah, so it was found out that Russell Crowe was fucking Dennis Quaid's wife while he was still married to her. So, and you know, Jamie does tremendous prep, and I'm sure Joe does a lot of research on his own. But I'm going to assume that was missing.
They
notes.
skipped that part. They missed that one, huh?
That was one of the bullet points that should be in there. And I did learn in doing show prep once, and a host knew better than I did when I thought someone was still married, and he's like, you know, they're not married anymore. And I'm like, nope. So I was like, well, it's a good thing I knew. So I've been very mindful of that ever since. And I thought that was a fun one to share with us. What are your thoughts on Haley Welch, JJ?
I love her.
I'm a fan. The Hawk Tuah Girl, she's still out there trying to keep it going. In this clip, she might be a little bit obvious about how she's trying to keep it going because she's kind of taking a victory lap. And this is a couple weeks ago. So
she did it too early. It was a little early.
I don't know that this one caught on.
Good for the whole is not always good for the soul.
And that's her again putting Rogan there at the end of the clip. The oh my God.
The Rogan.
And so this is again a couple weeks ago. I don't think I've heard anyone say this except Haley.
What is good for the whole is not always good for the soul.
It's not a bad catchphrase.
Someone gave her that one though.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Hey, listen, why don't you do another one?" And it was way too soon, obviously, and it didn't work out as well as they thought it would.
Yeah, and so I think that she clearly wants to get away from Hawk Tuah, but I don't know. I think,
but that's similar. That's so much. That's so. Gino, do not bark. Sorry.
Your dog's name is Gino. Did Aaron Imholt just send him a nude photo?
Gino, did you get any nude photos of human women?
That's why he's barking.
Yeah, no, my daughter's walking in from school right now. That's why he's barking. Go see them downstairs. Go. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
exactly.
Christian.
Yeah, Daddy's trying to help hit the goal. Come on.
Yeah, get the goal.
Anyway, did you have any more thoughts on the Hawk Tuah girl?
Yeah, I feel bad in a way. She's got all of her family and stuff, and the way she became famous with that, she didn't really know that was going to go viral. I feel bad for her, but she did take it in stride and go with it at least, and try and run with it and try and make some money when she could. She had her 15 minutes, and during that time, you got to make as much as possible. So I respect that.
Yeah, and I think people were kind of surprised that she was charging, I don't even remember what it was, like 30 grand or something for a podcast appearance. And that's what she's got to do, because who's going to be giving her 30 grand a year from now? But she's making the rounds.
Not me.
Not me, but
Jody B has a good quote. He said, my uncle used to say, never put your hose where you won't put your nose.
Yeah, there it is. The damn thing moved so quick. Yeah, Jody be lucky. My uncle used to say, never put your hose where you won't put your nose. That is a great point. And Greg Williams does add, she was on a live poker stream last weekend and she didn't know how to play. Yeah, that's why you have, like, Paris Hilton would be a DJ, but she wouldn't actually DJ. She would kind of come out and be like, are you guys ready for some music? And then the DJ would do the DJ.
Everyone on X/Twitter, are you getting Paris Hilton ads all over your feed?
Yes, I am, actually.
Oh my God. Every day it's her CDs and spinning. I'm seeing Paris Hilton every day. And I pay for fucking Twitter too. Get that shit off of my. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So so do you have the verified check mark?
Of course.
See,
I paid for it. I better have it.
Juice of the Dabbleverse says he's getting it too. He's saying it was a celebrity poker tournament. And Dwyer Christian says, I get the Special Olympics ads. You might want to look more closely. A Paris Hilton music video might look very similar to the Special Olympics, but again, I'm not sure. I've got a clip that, yes, some people saw last week. I know it was one of the clips that Steel Toe didn't play, one of the days he didn't hit the goal, but Machine Gun Kelly has some choice words about Sean Strickland, talking to Logan Paul about Sean and how he should stop talking about him. So I appreciate this one.
Dumb that I'm going to tell him right now, you should not keep saying stuff because it just makes me look better, but you're going to keep saying stuff. So I know that you'll react and say more things, but you just shouldn't. As a person who's just giving you big bro advice, learn this. Shut the fuck up and don't speak on me anymore and live your life. But you won't, and I'm going to continue laughing at you because you're a fucking idiot.
I just felt bad for Dingo.
Dingo's an idiot.
Yeah, I don't know who Dingo is, but I love that he just tells him to shut the fuck up. I like when people are this honest and this real. I don't care much for Machine Gun Kelly, but I do like that he's just saying, like, yeah, you should really shut the fuck. I did like that he said that he had big bro advice for him.
And he's saying it to a guy who will kick his ass too.
Yeah. Yeah, and Douche of the Dabbleverse, there are so many drops in that. Yeah, there are. That is a very clippable segment there. This episode was almost called Big Bro Advice, but I went a different way and thought about it. But
hey, Christian, I got to say, the 3 primes that were in the background, those are cherry freeze flavor. Those are the best flavored prime, by the way.
My son likes the one that's like the bomb pop. It's the red, white, and blue one. That's
one.
That's we had that at his birthday party at the beach, and it wasn't product placement. He actually likes it. I went and bought it.
Yeah, the kids like that one. It's very sweet. It's very sweet.
And Matthew Zizzo, excellent point. He would not say that to Sean Strickland's face.
That's what I was saying. Matt, Matt knows.
Yeah.
And Matt, maybe I'll come with you to Pennsylvania tomorrow.
And Dr. Scotty Jones loves him. And Dwyer Christian Prime is his product, right? It's Logan Paul's
product. But I just wanted to say that flavor is good. It's very good.
Well, Matthew Zizzo is probably not going to want you to bring one into the road trip with him.
Too bad, Matt. Too bad.
Yeah, well, that's all right. And this podcast, Silly Goose, we know. Oh, he's sponsoring our podcast. I'm sorry. Thank you, Dwyer Christian. I don't know what you think about Brittany Mahomes. You know, Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs' wife. I think she's attractive, but I've never seen anyone come off less attractive in a clip, and I've seen some doozies getting ready for this show. She does something here that I want to highlight why I find it to be so unattractive.
Media used to get to me a lot, and now it's just like, honestly, I don't give a F-U-C-K what people have to say about me anymore.
So grown-ups use that word, Brittany.
Yeah.
You don't. You're on the Whoop podcast. You can use the word fuck on the Whoop podcast.
I didn't even look at that corner. I didn't even see that.
Yeah. If she was on with I don't know, Kelly Clarkson, okay, yeah, you spell it out. That's fine. If you're on Hot 97, which she wouldn't be, but that's not the point. But yeah, spelling out bad words, yeah, that's a no from me, dog. But do you
what?
like
F-U-C-K that?
Yeah, right, exactly. How do you feel? Do you like when maybe a lady can get a little bit of dirty talk in her mouth, or do you need the? Oh, can you put it INSIDE my VAGINA?
Well, it depends on the situation, but no, I like a lady with a foul mouth.
Yeah, right, exactly.
A lady that acts like a lady, though.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. And you like a lady like your friend New Girl, because I'm sure she acts like a lady. Hamilton Berger with a great point. WATB is not big enough to be sponsored by Prime. Secondary, maybe. Dr. Scotty Jones, imagining her yelling out to her quarterback husband, yes, F-U-C-K me. Beautiful. 057, she's probably not trying to demonetize a channel. And you know what? It's a great point. And I assume, though, that the Whoop podcast has that word. You don't lose monetization for swearing.
It might be the Whoop podcast. They might just have misspelled and added an H. I don't know.
Could it be the Whoop? There it is. I don't have
there. It is
answers.
podcast. Yes.
Yeah, and Dwyer Christian says, I just need a woman that does not crush my ribs with the rear tire. All right, we've got another quick station break, but we'll be right back.
Trump wiped blood from his face and rallied to show supporters he was all right, pumping his fist and urging the crowd to fight for America's future. This is the indelible image, the incredible moment that is captured on the new Trump Fight for America $2 bill. Whether or not you are a supporter of the 45th president, there's no doubting the historic importance of this moment. That's why National Collectors Mint has taken crisp, uncirculated U.S. legal tender $2 bills direct from sealed Treasury packs, then enhanced them to commemorate it forever. Trump stands unbowed, fist raised, front and center in the portrait oval, flanked by images of the flag and his famous
JJ's
signature.
getting out some
Trump's
credit cards right now.
To
He's
fight
waiting.
is boldly presented on the bill. The final issue price was to be set at $39.
Okay.
However, during this special release,
So the
this
special
full-color
release of the
commemorative
$2 bill
can be yours.
is actually going to not be $40. It's going to be $20.
Is there a promo code? Is there a promo code? Quick,
JJ, at that price, you might as well buy two of them, right? I don't believe there is a promo code, but why don't you try promo code WATB? And
I got 2% off. Yep, it worked.
Yep. So there you go. So you did get a slight discount. 507 says sign me up. I'm not sure this is legal currency. I mean, the $2 bill is, but it is an enhanced $2 bill. And Troy Smith, the great Troy Smith, is Obama on the $3 bill.
Troy Smith. Yes, he is.
I believe he might be. And yeah,
so like his husband.
Well, if you put out a $3 bill, Dr. Scotty Jones, then you could charge $60 for it. So I'm able to do the math there. All right. Obviously, that is a, I wasn't going to play all these commercials today, but because JJ's here, the next one is actually the one I'm really excited about. But I'm like, well, JJ's here. I've got all these Trump commercials. Let's officially usher in the era of Who Are These Politics?
Who are these politics? Who are these politics?
Eric's like
As that image zooms in closer to my face, I hate myself that much more every time. It just gets a little bit closer, and I'm like, oh no, it's like showing off my pores. Megyn Kelly has a very popular show on Sirius XM, and she had what I found to be some very helpful advice for CNN's Caitlin Collins.
Caitlin Collins, who CNN is trying to make into a star. I'm sorry, but she's only a star with leftists. And the fact that she has some roots in Alabama does not make her a fair and balanced reporter. I will submit to the record, her biggest sin is not that she is biased, though she is. It's that she's boring. She's extremely boring with no personality. I have a pro tip for her. Smile. Try smiling every once in a while. Try not to be, like, in your delivery, such a cold-hearted bitch all the time. Because
she's being a cold-hearted bitch.
Yeah, as Megyn Kelly is eviscerating her, you know, like a matador with all the different knives that she's sliding into her. Megan's like, hey, I was the original cold-hearted bitch. But I have seen Megyn Kelly smile, so she's not entirely wrong about that. By the way, this is just a lesson in due diligence. So the New York Post posted this clip last week, and they beeped the word bitch. So everybody posted that version to it. It took me a minute to go find this clip on the Sirius XM app. And we have the beautiful word bitch here.
B-I-T-C-H.
You know what? You're right, JJ. I'm sorry. I don't want to offend Brittany Mahomes there.
Yeah.
So we're bringing out all the hits today. We've already had Gavin McInnes. We just had Megyn Kelly. And now I would like to go to the great Ben Shapiro of the Daily Wire. And this is before Kamala Harris and Tim Walz gave their interview to CNN. You'll notice I don't have any clips from that interview because this is a comedy show. We look for stuff that's funny. And
they cut all of that out of their interview, their live interview.
They cut out all the jokes. Yeah,
they cut out the good stuff.
So Ben actually got into a little trouble here, but facts don't care about his feelings or yours. And I just thought it was actually pretty funny. Every once in a while, he says something like when he was reading the lyrics for Wet Ass Pussy. That's an amazing piece of audio.
That was okay. Yeah.
So there's times where Ben, I think, he's like, well, I can try to have a little fun. I know for a fact that Ben grew up a fan of Dennis Miller, who I worked with for many years. So, he's got a sense of humor in there somewhere. So he was describing Tim Walz as Kamala Harris's emotional support dog, but specifically a corgi. And Ben had some predictions for how the interview would go. Unfortunately, it didn't go the way Ben predicted. I think we would have had to play some clips.
Reason that she's bringing along Tim Walz is to eat up the time. And because she's hoping that Dana Bash over at CNN will make the interview all about their relationship with one another and how they're really simpatico, how they're going to work together in the White House and avoid all issues. And if there is an issue, again, the corgi jumps up and starts humping Dana Bash's leg, presumably. That is...
Which I think is very funny. That's a funny line. And I guess because it's a female anchor, I don't know. JJ, you know a little bit. You don't subscribe to it, but you understand why people have to apologize for different things. It's only because it's a female anchor, right? If it had been Jake Tapper, they wouldn't have had to say, I apologize for creating the visual of Tim Walz humping Jake Tapper's leg.
A lot of things have to happen because said person is a female. No offense, ladies, but it's true.
Yeah, right, exactly. And believe me, JJ knows. He works with two uppity broads every morning or 3 times a week or whatever.
Well, whenever I feel like it these days.
Whenever you feel like doing the train wreck with Helga Mann and Lisa Boswell. Well, obviously, it's delightful to have you here sitting in for Eric Zane. And we've had some of those ads as a bit of a treat for you being here. I have a clip that I know you're going to be excited about because your friend, primetime Alex Stein, the pimp on a blimp. Now, this is not the 3-minute courtroom hearing that I still want to play at some point on this show.
That's great. Yeah.
This is, I believe that primetime Alex Stein got a cease and desist from our friend Tukey because Alex has found a new way to try and reach out to the children. He's trying to help educate the kids.
Do you realize that you're a white person and you're responsible for all of black people's problems? Because at one point, your ancestors owned slaves.
So he's got a puppet. I believe that's an African-American puppet. That might be the Cornell West of puppets in front of a young child. And I'm going to say, this kid's a great actor, by the way.
Owned slaves? Yes, they did. I don't care what they tell you. Even if you're not related to them, you being white is oppressive to a whole group of people. You are an oppressor. Do you understand that? The earlier you understand that you're an oppressor to not only black people, but also Hispanic people that are here illegally. Yes, you are. You are oppressing illegals.
And there's times where I just play clips because they made me laugh. I don't really have much commentary on there other than the fact that I think Primetime Alex Stein, who we know is aware of the Dabbleverse, he might be stealing Tuki's shtick a little bit, you know.
You know, I saw that live, and I was laughing extremely hard at that. That child was reacting perfectly. I mean, that kid was great.
Yeah.
The doll thing, you know, they still have the tag on the doll. I don't know about that, Alex, but the kid was great.
Yeah, and you know, look, I live in Hollywood. Believe it or not, my son has friends who are showbiz kids. None of them are as good of an actor as that little girl right there.
No, except for maybe that girl that was in those Will Ferrell videos. You know, remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that go to like the landlord videos.
Landlord videos. That little girl was real good. Yeah.
All right. Well, we have one final ad for this evening before we move on in politics.
Message from the 45th President of the United Ponds of America.
Let's make fishing great again, okay?
He's here, everyone's favorite fish, Trumpy Trout.
No one has ever seen a fish like me.
Trumpy Trout is an animatronic talking fish with a big personality.
I am the hugely bigliest fish in the pond.
Watch his fins flap and his large mouth move as he makes speech after speech in high-fidelity sound.
Some bass are bad fish, crazy fish, criminal fish, and druggy fish, but some bass are good fish, and I only love some of them.
Mount him to your wall or use the built-in stand to display him proudly on your desk. Now you'll never miss a Trumpy Trout rally.
I'm building a new pond, and the bass will pay for it.
Set him to motion activated to surprise his fins. Fans.
My fins are big. I have the biggest fins. No fish have fins like me.
Or turn him on and let his inspiring words delight the crowd.
All the fish love Trumpy. They just love me.
Catch Trumpy Trout for yourself or someone you love.
Oh, they can try, but they can't. They just can't.
Treat yourself to this limited edition Trumpy Trout for just $59.99. It comes with your official Make Fishing Great Again.
Okay, so
the certificate of what?
The certificate of authenticity is what I wanted to get to. I wanted to get to the price. So, by the way, Douche of the Dabbleverse says best episode of WATP yet.
He knows.
So let's just hypothetically, JJ. Let's say you only have the budget for one. Are you going Trumpy Trout? Are you going the $2 bill? Are you going the NFTs? Or are you going for the book? If you can only get one, let's just say you're
not adding Trumpy Bear into this.
No, Trumpy Bear, we're assuming you already have.
I want this trout. I want this trout.
He's like Big Mouth Billy Bass, and but he wants to save the country. Big Mouth Billy Bass doesn't.
And like Scotty Jones says, it's kind of like a sex toy for men.
His mouth is actually eerily inviting.
Tiny men.
Tiny men. And Chris Tuttle says this fish has good hair. Eric Zane good. Who's Eric Zane? I don't even know if I know Eric Zane. Dwyer Christian does remind me there are still the sneakers.
That too.
Trumpy Trout. The best thing about Trumpy Trout would be if it's a completely unlicensed product, and I'm sure it's not. But if if somebody has that product and they're donating all of their proceeds to like a trans charity, I'm gonna have to laugh at that. But I don't think you can use Trump's likeness. And considering where I found that, I'm sure that's a legit product.
So that is real.
That's a real ad. You can actually get Trumpy Trout.
Listen, I will buy that. So you have to get me a link to that thing.
All right. Yeah, I will.
Funny. That's
I'll
funny.
Send you the. It's $60 plus shipping. At least it's not a rainbow trout.
That's what I'm saying.
Patrick. And Loretta Silver member, is Trumpy Trout made by someone who hates him or someone that loves him? I feel like it works for both. That's actually a great point.
It does.
I do think it's like, oh, is it fun, breaking balls about a guy you like? Or is it like, look at this guy, he's like a big fish with his mouth open
It
wide.
got cut off on the end where it said the certificate of authenticity is a fishing license or something like that. And then I think Scotty Jones says, how can they give out fishing licenses? Is that what
that's right. Yeah. How can they give out fishing licenses? I don't think it's an actual fishing license for each state, but if it is, then Shuli Egar is going to have to get one of those. Greg Williams says Trumpy can do stupid things. That is a Mystery Science Theater 3000 reference. Greg Williams, it absolutely is. It's from the episode Pod People, which is a ripoff of E.T. And the fact that you referenced it meant that I dipped into the poor chat, the free chat, and I shared that there. Post the link in the chat now, Christian. I mean, I will go and find what the link is for Trumpy.
I'll tweet the link out to everyone.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Well, yeah. So follow. How can people find? Is it just Devil's Joint or JJ Dabbles? Where should they find you?
Well, the people that are in this here would probably want to follow me at JJ Dabbles.
Yeah, but unless you're a fan of the New Jersey Devils, who be back on the ice soon. So I found this image that starts off this piece yesterday afternoon and quickly found out that it wasn't real. I was prepared with some commentary that is not going to be accurate, but the Philadelphia Eagles are trying to stop some promotion that's out there. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I'm an idiot. I thought that this was real when I first saw it. And,
I did too.
When we get to it, well, I mean, it's Philly,
Yeah.
but so let's have this coverage of something that the Philadelphia Eagles are trying to make go away. And I hope our buddy Kyle from Philly is checking this out.
The Eagles are working to remove The Philadelphia Eagles are working to remove fake political ads that have made it to bus stops across the city. The ads appear to show a cartoon character carrying a football and wearing an Eagles helmet with the text, Kamala, official candidate of the Philadelphia Eagles.
So the image there doesn't show, but it has the website, PhiladelphiaEagles.com, I don't know, /Kamala or something. Right. So that I'm an idiot. I'm just like, wow, I mean, I know Philly is, a city where they seem to find, like truckloads of extra blue leaning votes every
Those
year,
trucks come from Long Island, from where I live, to Philly. Well, that's how they happened last time.
There's look, just because you count a ballot once doesn't mean you can't count it in another state, right? I don't know what election law is. I don't really know. I don't know how any of it works. So I thought it was real. So maybe I'm stupid. Yes, you could call me stupid, but let's let this the Fox local reporter there in Philly talk more about it.
Written in Eagle-style font. Photos of the ads have been
PhiladelphiaEagles.com/photo.
In a post on X, the Eagles say they're working with their advertising partner to have the counterfeit ads removed. The Eagles are saying this is not us. We know one ad has been removed. We were able to find one still up this afternoon. This is,
they've got somebody local who can go and rip those down.
It's not hard to remove them. That's what I was about to say.
I feel like they could probably ask Gritty, the mascot for the Flyers.
Yeah, the Flyers.
I think he'd be happy to do it,
Gritty just jump right into break the glass and pull it right out.
Gritty would be asked to be paid in Trumpy Trouts. For each poster he takes down, he should get a Trumpy Trout.
6 Trumpy Trouts each.
Do you think there's any chance that this is real? And then they realized, oh, this is a huge mistake. Somebody in the PR department overstepped their bounds. I can't say for sure either way. I'm kind of wondering what you think.
When I first saw it, like you, I thought it was real. And a lot of the comments under it were a lot of people jumping the gun saying, I hope they go 0-17 or 16, however many games they play. Yeah, stuff like that. But then I realized this is a little stupid. Let me look further into it. But there is a big possibility that they did do that and then got backlash so fast that they were like, hey, that's not us, and take the website down, do whatever. And call the news stations, call the local news stations to make a story so everyone knows that it wasn't us.
057 says it's actually cool for some weird artist to be doing that.
It is. It is.
And if it is like a Banksy style thing, I hope they show up in other states.
It was funny. It was very
funny. It is very funny, So if there's a, her in like a Lions jersey, they put it up in Detroit. And Greg Williams with a great comment. This is too highbrow to be fake. I don't know. I mean, I think you could be a very talented artist. I mean, I've been to a Banksy exhibit, you know.
Have you ever heard of Penis Man?
Yeah, I think we covered him on this show. Is he in Michigan? Yeah.
Arizona.
Arizona. Okay, yes. But I do believe we have featured Penis Man in the show, which according to Dang Lizard, that's content that we'll have to get back around to very soon in about another year or so.
It's coming down the pike.
Well, another almost title. Actually, no, this was the title for the episode. That's right. This is a comment. And again, I thank our friend, the great Reverend Shitstain, or possibly it was Robo Shitstain Mark 9000. I'm not sure which one it was. But one of the Shitstains sent us this clip of Kamala Harris. And what she's speaking about here is the Supreme Court. Or as the title of this episode is called, the United States Supreme Land of Our Nation.
He even called for termination of the United States Supreme, the supreme land of our nation, the United States Constitution.
I wanted the title to be United States Supreme Land of Our Nation, the United States Constitution, but it was too many it was way too many characters. So I had to stop there. Yeah. So, and I don't know. Look, whenever anybody says, like, why doesn't she do more interviews? Why doesn't she do press conferences? I mean, it's right here. I think that'll tell you what you need to know, you know?
Yeah. And that's why they cut most of her interview out, because it was probably most of that, a lot of her making no sense at all.
Or maybe it was Tim Walz humping Dana Bash's leg, you know?
It could have been. And then you might have heard her go, "He nutted on my leg."
You need to go to Tim Walz OnlyFans to get that. Yeah. Hamilton Burger, which team's fans are more reasonable than Philly? I mean, reasonable to actually have a pro Kamala. I mean, I would say the LA Rams or the LA Chargers. Like, I'm talking like dyed in the wool, like blue states, you know, states that, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think
I don't even see the Giants or Jets doing that. I don't even see.
No, no, because they're. I mean, and the Jets. I mean, come on, you know, they can't get it together to come up with that. But yeah, I could see the Giants trying to appeal to a segment of their fan base, but it's. I think most teams are going to know that. We're not going. Teams don't typically endorse candidates, you know. Yeah. So. And I think
it was odd to see the official candidate of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's where I should have been like, this has got to be fake.
Yeah.
But that got past me for a minute.
It did. Yeah. So obviously these are very divided times. Politics have, you know, people in fights with each other. JJ will talk about friends that don't talk to him anymore. It's a time where you have to choose between good and evil. I'm going to present the good and the evil. I will let each of you decide which one. First, we have comments from the great Jesse the Body Ventura.
As far as Hogan goes, it doesn't surprise me, because when I was in wrestling in the 80s, I tried to unionize wrestling, and it was Hulk Hogan who cut my legs out from under me. Hulk Hogan went to Vince McMahon, ratted me out, and subsequently later on cost me my job. So it doesn't surprise me to see Hogan with the Republicans, because Hogan's as anti-union as you can get. There still is not a union in professional wrestling. The reason I tried to do it, I was in an elevator and ran into Gene Upshaw, the great tackle guard from the Oakland Raiders. Right. And Big Gene raised his finger up and looked at me and says, you boys need to form a union.
All right. So apart from all the exciting union talk, I think he's trying to say, and this isn't the Jesse Ventura that I'm used to from say 10, 15 years ago.
Totally different.
The controlled demolition of Building 7.
That guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So coming out as a Kamala Harris guy, I guess, is a little bit of a surprise. But what shouldn't have surprised anyone, of course, is Hulk Hogan being a real American, but his comments in this video might have gotten him in some trouble. Let me play the video and then we'll talk about the fallout.
You want me to throw more beers out? You want me to body slam somebody? You want me to body slam Kamala Harris? said, do you want me to body slam Kamala Harris? You want me to drop the leg on Kamala? Is Kamala a chameleon? Is she Indian? Okay, I like it. Ow.
Okay.
That's the wrong Indian.
So there's a lot going on with Terry Hogan there.
Wow.
And you know, he doesn't double down, he doesn't triple down, he quadruples down.
Yeah.
And look, he's in front of a crowd. I'm sure he's feeling it. But as a result, Netflix was going to do a biopic on Hulk Hogan. It had been in the works for years. Chris Hemsworth was going to play Hulk Hogan. And,
Really?
yeah. And it's not happening now.
Wow.
So Hulk, I don't care about your politics, but you have cheated us of something that was going to be amazing, but not in the way the filmmakers intended. I would have auditioned to play Bubba the Love Sponge so that I could introduce Terry to my wife and secretly film it. You know,
yeah,
I was all in on that. But
it's a good move.
Hulk was having fun with the crowd there. But then at a live event, he had a lot less fun with an imitation Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh.
Hell yeah. Look at the shirt, the MAGA powers. We're going to destroy the woke. What are they going to do when we drop the big boot on trans and we drop the big boot on everything? We're going to drop the big boot on Social Security. Does that work for you, brother? Trump is a real felon. Then he went to Epstein Island.
No, he did.
No physical, no political violence. No political violence. No political violence, though.
The reason I like the clip is
I like it.
Is Hogan's face throughout.
Yeah,
all of
he's
it.
like,
because at first he's like, "Oh, hey, man," you know, because people come dressed up to talk to Hulk Hogan all the time.
Yeah,
and then he starts, and I don't think that neither Trump nor RFK Jr. were ever on the Epstein Island, but they were both on his plane. So you know, you need to
New York to Florida, 2-hour flight. Yeah,
exactly. And I don't know. I found Hogan's reaction in that to kind of be the best part.
Yeah, his facial expression.
As a kid, if you'd had to pick Hogan between Jesse the Body Ventura, I feel like you're going to have the same answer that you'd have in 2024 that you'd have in 1984, right? Hogan's still going to be the winner for you, right, JJ?
Oh yeah, I got it right now, especially. I got to go Hogan.
But I feel like even then it was a no.
Oh yeah, even then it was Hogan. When I was a child, I was a Hulkamaniac, of course.
Yeah, my exposure to the WWF, as it was called then, is my brother was a fan, but I watched a Saturday morning cartoon called Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling.
I remember that.
It's about all I knew. All right. Well, we don't have any more commercials, but I do want to take a moment to expose our audience to my new favorite song.
Without your bravery, we're all out of luck. No, this can't be denied.
Why'd you do
You
that?
gotta be special. It takes a lot to put you last and everybody first.
That's right. That's the hot new single Hero from Lara Trump, who at some point, I guess, sang that into one of those mouth changer devices that that they used to use in the 70s. I think Peter Frampton had one of those. But just in case you didn't hear enough. She's harmonizing with herself. So my two favorite singers are Lara Trump and then the other Lara Trump. So yeah. And I think the only questionable thing that people might have about Lara Trump, because obviously we've seen on this show that she's very musically talented. Obviously, I'm a fan.
Me too.
She really kind of picked the word. I mean, she picked Eric. You know, I mean, you could do better. You know, that's all I'm trying to tell her.
You know, he's not in the media as much, so you don't see him as much. He's really not that bad.
Okay, well, he was the only one left, so I think that's probably what it comes.
He's got the best wife. I mean, his brother doesn't have a wife.
That's true.
So,
Yeah. Are you familiar with Royce White? We've shown him on the show a number of times.
Yes.
He's running for Senate in Minnesota, and he was hanging out with his buddy Steve Bannon, who I thought had gone to jail, but I think he just
I thought the same thing. And
so this clip might be old to reference the age of the content on here, but if there's somebody who can make bail, it's Steve Bannon. So it might be more recent. But look, Royce White making some sense here.
Well, look, let's just be frank. Women have become too mouthy. As the black man in the room, I'll say that. I don't know whether we're talking white men or Asian men or black men or so on and so forth. But no, I mean, I'm serious. I mean, there was, and the thing that is scary about it, and I say this, and people will go, "Oh,
hold
well,
it, hold it." Can I officially say that Joy Reid's Black Girl Magic does not work with Royce White? Can we just? I just want to make sure. Don't take it from me. I just want Royce to say it.
You know you're gonna send me off. You go to Joy and Reid, and if she's wearing a white woman's wigs, you're gonna piss me off this afternoon. I'm having a beautiful day without thinking about that scam.
So you want to hold up your Joy Reid wig?
My Joy Reid wig, yeah.
Which is great that your Trump wig is also a Joy Reid wig.
Well, she wears a Trump wig, yeah.
And I thought it was very funny. Just, yes, you're on Steve Bannon's show, but you are running for Senate and not like state Senate, like actual, like United States Senate.
United States Senate. Yep.
Yeah. And he's just like, yeah, man, if only these bitches weren't so uppity. You know what I'm saying, Steve?
Calm down, bitches. Yeah. And he's like, hey, he tried to like cut him off with something like he tried to change the subject.
Yeah, I actually thought he was going to do what I would do, which is, ladies and gentlemen, that is Royce White. That is Royce White.
Thank you for being here, Royce.
Yeah, I've been on enough shows with Husey where I have to take a step back and distance it. As you know, on the show, we're a little bit critical of JD Vance on here.
Yes,
and We've gotten almost an hour and a half into the show, and we haven't really talked about it. And I've got a couple of quick clips, and I'll let JJ react to it. Here he is speaking to some firefighters in Boston. This is right when he comes out.
Semper Fi, guys. We got some. It sounds like we got some fans and some haters. That's okay.
So what I like, the smart move in disarming them, is that he says Semper Fi first, because it's like, well, you're not gonna boo that, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he instantly gets booed when he comes out, and he talks, for a while. And I'm not going to pretend that there are no cheers during it, but the boos were fairly pronounced a couple of times, and we'll talk about it in a second. But I wanted to play this one because it came at a time. Sorry, I saw a good comment that I'll get to in a chat from in a moment. But I was surprised that when they boo here.
Now, President Trump and I are proud to be the most pro-worker Republican ticket in history. And I want to talk about why we're fighting for working people, why we're going to fight for unions and non-union alike.
So these are firefighters. So I think they're not booing the concept of unions. I think that they're booing the track record. And JJ, I'm going to let you speak to this in a moment. The point I wanted to make when I saw those, as they're like, hey man, these are Boston firefighters. These are rough dudes. I'm sure that they would boo Tim Walz if he came out there. And then apparently he had been there earlier in the week, and I didn't find it. But if somebody wants to show me clips of Tim Walz being booed, I would share those. I'm sure they would boo Kamala though. Because
I don't think
Boston.
they booed Tim Walz, but I also don't think it was the same group of people.
Okay, I thought it was, but that's the same point. But and I made this point when we did our dabbling in politics shows. As rough as I feel some of the presentation is of JD Vance, and I don't think he's a good people person. I don't think he's a good communicator. He does show up at everything. He sits down for every interview, and he doesn't always have the best answers, but he is always there. What would you like to say about your friend Trump's buddy JD Vance?
Well, like you said, we spoke about this on Saturday. One of the things that I love that he did, because he's a young guy, first of all. He's, 39 years old?
I believe he's 39 years old, yeah.
He's a 39-year-old guy, right? So the one thing that I do like about him is he has he's not the best speaker, but he's trying. He was given this position, and no one even had him as on their list of the top 10 people that would be the VP, right? So he kind of gets this position, he takes it. Now he's got to go out in public and talk because the other side's not doing that. So that's their plan is, policy. He's not doing the best job. And they came out with their weird campaign against them because they knew Tim Walz was coming and he's weird. So they had to get the weird out on JD Vance first, right? So that's what I believe about that. But I don't think he's the best speaker, but I do think he's going to be a good vice president, though. I think he's good for the position.
Yeah, but I do think that you'll understand that Trump certainly sees sort of the reaction, the pollings, etc. when it comes to JD Vance, and I think he was going to take the RFK endorsement anyway. But if I was JD Vance, I would be like, it's like the meme of the guy walking with his girlfriend, but he turns his head to look at the ass of the girl walking by, and look, RFK keeps himself in shape.
Right.
In general, you're right. But, and I know my buddy EZ would have loved this clip because our favorite thing is when politicians or anyone has fake technical difficulties when they're having an interview. And he's asked a question on CNN. Again, he sits down, he takes every interview that it seems like every interview. So he's talking to CNN and they're asking about some confusion about the way President Trump would vote for the 6-week abortion issue in Florida. Doesn't matter how he's going to vote at this moment. They weren't sure. So JD Vance gets asked about it.
And I'm sure we'll tell the American people how he's going to vote on it eventually, but he wasn't making an announcement last night.
So it was a grammar thing.
JD staring straight
Sorry,
ahead.
could you repeat that, John?
Yep. It was a grammar thing. It was a speech thing. It was somehow some confusion in the words that he chose.
Ooh, you got him there.
Staring straight ahead.
Senator Vance, can you hear me?
Super staticky.
Senator Vance, I may be super staticky. You may not be hearing the loud baritone of my voice here.
Yeah, it's
I
in
never
LA.
seen that guy.
I don't know that guy. He does have a great voice. I wish I had that guy's voice. Here in LA, the easy thing to do is, it's like the cell phone, like, I'm not going through, I'm going over the hill or I'm going through a canyon. I got to go.
Right.
So he comes back on and he gives an answer. It's, fairly well rehearsed. He got it together. That part's not interesting. The fake static in his ear is why.
And it's really clear that he was hearing him fine, but didn't know how to respond to that. And that is that he got him good with.
He definitely got him good. He wasn't prepared, and you know what? That's not Vance's fault. That's on the team that preps him for these interviews.
That's
and making sure they're going to ask about that. There's a clip that's not worth showing where Trump showed up for a town hall with Tulsi Gabbard. And he didn't realize it was going to be a town hall. He thought it was just going to be a speech. And, the post around it was like, well, it had been advertised as a town hall for months or weeks, whatever. And that's not Trump's job to know. People around him have to say, hey, you're going to this place. It's going to be a town hall. And then when he gets off the plane, just a reminder, it's a town hall. Yeah,
right.
He doesn't have to keep it all in his head. So
it's not like he's sitting there looking up the dates of his own things, and he's the president, or the nominee for president.
Right, exactly. So as we had the with JD Vance in the donut shop last week, the advance team doesn't seem to be doing the Trump team any favors, and that's who the real culprit is there. But anyway, I want to have we've seen some Trump, but we haven't had any clips of him. I love the way he speaks to speaks about somebody who is a supporter here at this is at an Asian restaurant for our audio audience.
We're going to be with this man. This is a great gentleman. I love his name, Hung Kao. I love that name.
Hung Kao.
And that name alone should get you elected, right? But more importantly, actually, he's tremendous. He's tremendous. He ran a great primary campaign.
Do you think he knows anything about Hung Kao other than his name?
No.
Yeah, okay. No, because we're on the same page. Yeah. No. Hung Kao. Exactly. That was also
a good name, though. It is a good name, and he used it properly. He said it a bunch of times. I like that. I like the way he did it.
it was also in the running for title of this episode.
I endorsed him very early, and he did very well. And we think he's got a very good chance of winning for the Senate. And I really believe it. I hope your community gets out and really supports him like 100%, because you can win. You can win, definitely win. Yep. And we're looking to win the state. And I think we.
Do you think he knows what state it is? That's why I let it go on that one. Do you think he knows where he is?
I am 100% sure that Donald Trump knows where he is and where where he is at that moment. Yeah, but I don't think he knows much about the candidate that he's promoting.
No.
There.
Yeah.
He's been given some notes on him maybe, and it was basically like a quick stop off. These are campaign stops. They do them. Trump usually does a better job. That's not one of his best, obviously, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we've got one more Trump clip. He's making kind of a wild claim to Dr. Phil here.
California, I gave a speech.
I love this.
I had a crowd so big, I said, there's no way I could lose California, but automatically they mark it down if you're a Republican as a loss, that you lose by 5 million votes. I said, 5 million votes? I guarantee, if Jesus came down and was the vote counter, I would win California, okay? In other words, if we had an honest vote counter, a really honest vote counter, I do great with the Hispanics, great. I mean, at a level that no Republican's ever done. But if we had an honest vote counter, I would win California.
You think so?
Oh, I think so. I do.
I do live here, and I admire his enthusiasm, but no, he doesn't have a chance.
And you can see Dr. Phil leaning forward. The way he leans forward, that's when he's like when he's a disagreement is when he's disagreeing.
He's
he leans
like,
forward like that.
What happened to you as a boy that makes you think that this is possible? That's
I mean, Reagan had all of California and New York.
But Reagan had he had New York, but Reagan had been governor here, and they also
true.
To the point that Carter conceded before the polls closed in California, but Reagan would have won anyway. But that's kind of why Carter conceded. And the Mondale election, that's a different story entirely.
Yeah.
My old boss Dennis Miller would talk about how Walter Mondale won one state, and Dennis didn't even run, but he almost tied Walter Mondale for that. So anyway, I think that, JJ, because you're here, the show's going a little long today. And I hope you didn't have, no. I'm playing more clips because EZ, he's like, he's got places to be, and that's where he's been for the last 2 hours. So we're going to wrap things up fairly soon, but I do want to head over to who are these sportscasters?
Home of the hourly triple play.
W-A-T-B. Who are these sportscasters? Just listen and find out. Who are these sportscasters?
So I teased this last week. It is a women's soccer game between Rutgers and UMass. And probably asking yourself, what could possibly happen during a women's soccer game between Rutgers and UMass that we would show it on Who Are These Broadcasters? I've got 2 words. Girl fight.
Woo! With Madison Richard, formerly Madison Tiernan. And oh boy, we've got fisticuffs on the far side as a couple of players are fighting here. And a big on the far side.
It's a little bit
and now a lot on the shoulders of this referee. All eyes on Stephanie McFarland.
I like that. Yeah, their thighs are fucking thick, man.
I mean, I've watched birthing happen, and these ladies are ready for it. So here's a little close up of it.
Here's
now
a look at what
Christian saw the girl tie her hair up.
Clear foul committed on the far side by German. UMass trying to take it quickly, and it's Lamond and German who are getting it.
It's like a literal punch there.
And then she turns her around and tosses her.
There and oh boy, that is.
She threw her right and then throws her around. That's a tough chick.
Yeah. So I hope our audio audience is able to check that one out on their own time. And JJ, as somebody who dabbles in hockey clips as Devil's Joint, what are you typically looking for like, oh, this is a great clip when it's not actual gameplay? What makes like a good viral clip where you're like, oh yeah, of course this one caught on?
Mine specifically?
Yeah, just in general, like how you think. But yeah, it can be in your experience.
Okay, well, for instance, I'll just talk about things that I know, my devil stuff. They had a player named Kevin Ball last year, and he went into the penalty box, and he stood up while the camera was on him and fixed his crotch area. So that was a great clip because it said Kevin Ball right where his hand was. So it was a great clip. And then, the referees messing up are always the best. The referees, dropping the puck for no players, hot mics.
Yeah, we had a hot mic clip last year, which was great. We actually had a couple hockey hot mic clips, which there was like
I might even have some that you haven't heard.
Yeah, well, that could be good. It was almost as interesting as what was the guy on the Blackhawks who had to mention that his teammate didn't fuck his mom.
Yeah,
that was probably our best hockey story of last year. They say kids say the darndest things, and sometimes kids are much more realistic about sports than their parents, as found by this local reporter at a Raiders preseason game in Las Vegas.
You're so into the NFL, you know your Raiders, I can tell right here. How are you feeling with the team this year?
We're not going to the Super Bowl. I already know it.
I like turtles.
Realistic Raiders fan here. This is odd. This is the first interview I've ever had like this. The Super Bowl chances are not good, but what is it going to take for the Raiders to have a successful season, you think?
Not to get arrested.
Oh.
Okay. That's definitely an interesting one. I would agree with that. Yeah, getting someone in prison,
that's going to be hard to do.
Chances.
Yeah, that's not going to be easy. And this has to be a live hit because there's no way this clip would have aired pre-recorded if he said not to get arrested. So the kid understands.
He already knows.
Before you got to that part, if a kid we were talking about the New York Jets earlier. If you're a Jets fan, the season starts, you're not going to the Super Bowl. And in a way, it's kind of comforting. As a lifelong Mets fan, most years, we're like, well, yeah, our expectation is usually 500, and we don't even usually make it to that. So I appreciated the honesty of this kid who could really ad lib better than the reporter. You notice how he's like,
he was great.
We should have arrested.
That was one of the best answers I've ever heard, other than I like turtles. I like turtles and that kid.
Yeah, I like turtles is right there. So huge shout out to the tremendous account Awful Announcing. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't know about this great moment in broadcasting history. This happened this week, so it's not our great moment in broadcasting history. A Tennessee Volunteers fan called into the post-game show of Fox Sports Nashville, and this call takes a bit of a turn. You kind of have to listen beyond the hosts, but even the hosts are smart enough to know we got to shut up because something good is happening on the line here.
I like that.
Get off the damn sports radio. It doesn't matter to your family. It's a loser situation.
There's more, but in case anybody didn't hear, get off the damn sports radio. It doesn't matter to your family. It's a loser situation.
That's the worst line. Oh,
sports talk radio. It is a bit of a loser situation, but I've never called sports talk radio. I've called into some other shows, but I've never called sports talk. I can't imagine feeling like I need to make my point that badly. But let's hear a little more.
Jim Rome.
My dad needs your help.
You go help my dad.
Cosmo Chris.
I guess this guy has the name Cosmo Chris, so they know him.
I'll take your $2.5 million.
I'll take your $2.5 million.
She's threatening him.
Yeah, well, I think that he was probably talking about.
Oh, that's a first. It's really not.
I love that from the other host. He's like, "That's a first." He's like, "No,
that's really not."
Yeah. How many times were guys abruptly hang up on the show they've called into? Is the reason because the wife would like him to have stopped? So.
That's a loser. Would you say that's a loser thing to do or something?
It's a loser proposition, I think.
Whatever she said, that was good though.
Yeah. We've got another good one right here before we wrap things up. College football is back, And in this one, Florida coach Billy Napier, after a loss, he doesn't just have to struggle with losing on the field. He has to struggle with losing to this water bottle, which I'll try and narrate for our audio audience. So he's ready
Coach,
to take another question.
Experience and
tries
how
to turn it
confident you
open.
were in this team going into the
Can't
season.
quite
Just
get
how
it.
disappointing and surprising
Really
was this
twisting.
performance?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Really
embarrassing,
twisting.
to be quite honest with you.
Still twisting.
That's how I feel. That's how our kids feel.
All right. One more twist. I can get it
We've got
now,
a
right?
Decision to make. You know, I mean, I think we have.
Nope. Go ahead and put that bottle of water right back. Put that joker back where it belongs.
His hands are probably sweaty and he's slipping on it, but that's embarrassing.
It was a little embarrassing. Yeah, absolutely.
Because everyone noticed that. Everyone.
JJ, that sports talk call, that was a great moment in broadcasting history. But let's present our actual great moment in broadcasting history.
WPTB, who are these broadcast history? Who are these broadcast history?
So last week we had Mike Lindell on the show. We had a clip of some of his antics at the DNC, which honestly, I don't think he got the pop off of it he wanted to.
He
Everybody knew it was him. He just shaved off his mustache, but he at least tried. I was talking about last week how Matt Walsh had a wig with a man bun, and it didn't seem like he did anything. And if he did, it got no engagement, so it never got on my radar. So Mike Lindell tried, but what I do have is a favorite Mike Lindell clip. This is during a deposition. Let's not even get into what he's being held about, all right? What he's being spoken to. But someone has the audacity. Yeah, someone has the audacity to speak poorly of the MyPillow.
Uh-oh.
Lumpy pillow calls.
No, they're not lumpy pillows. That's not what they call on. Okay? That when you say lumpy pillows, now you're an asshole. You got that? You're an asshole, is what you are. He's an asshole.
No,
he's an ambulance chasing asshole. That's what you are. Lumpy pillows, kiss my ass. Put that in your book. No, they answer anything, any problem customer that wants to reach Mike Lindell. Those are the ones. I want to talk to Mike Lindell. I want to talk to Mike Lindell. They send them to here and they go, or they call about maybe they didn't get their pillow on time because of the FedEx or whatever. Well, we'll cover them, even though it could be somebody else's fault. Nobody called because of a lumpy pillow. But good one though.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
What I'm saying.
Obviously, you don't have a MyPillow too. You don't, do you?
You don't have one, do you?
What I'm saying is,
doesn't.
Mr. Lindell.
Asshole. What, go ahead. No, I'm pissed.
I understand.
Yeah, go. When you're saying what?
I love how mad he got there.
He's great. Come on.
And look, that's disparaging his brand. That's how he makes his money.
You got to defend it.
That's how he pays for Frank Social and all that stuff. Well, that is our show. JJ, thank you so much for hanging into not just an episode of Who Are These Broadcasters, but I took advantage of you and I squeezed a lot more clips in so that we don't fall even further behind. But I appreciate you hanging in for almost 2 hours, which for Lisa Boswell, that's 6 shows for her, 2 hours.
That's about 90 bathroom trips.
But I do want to give you a chance, as you did so at the beginning of the show, promote everything you've got going on. Obviously, tons of exciting things happening over there in JJ's world. And before you dive in,
nobody cares.
Okay, now we can get to your.
Well, yeah, of course. Don't forget the train wreck is on in the mornings, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Soon they're gonna need a little extra help because I'm gonna have to be, leaving them behind soon. But make sure.
So wait a minute, you're gonna be like David Banner in the old Incredible Hulk series, where they're like, "Oh, but David, can't you stay?" Oh, no. I have to be moving on. And, it's going to be trouble for you if I stay here too long. And then you'll hitchhike, and that great music called The Lonely Man is going to play.
And then they see me walk off.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Well,
I'm not going to just leave them. I'm not going to leave them hanging, of course. But there are other things going on. And it's the kids start school. They want to do things early in the morning. Schedules are going to start not working out. But still, of course, check out Helga and Lisa on the train wreck. New Girl and I, we have a new show called Drag the Waters. It'll be on the JJ Dabbles YouTube channel. So if you follow us there, we just want to get to the 500 subscribers. So just so we can get super chats and stuff going. Our first episode will have Bob Levy's going to help us get the first episode rolling. So I don't have a date for that yet, but follow me on Twitter and you'll find out at JJ Dabbles.
Absolutely. And we'll have more dabbling in politics in the near future, which was a fun conversation. You can find the first episode, Douche of the Dabbleverse, Mumbling Nick, Helga, Lisa, JJ, and myself. And who knows, maybe next time we'll have somebody we saw using a puppet earlier in this episode. Quick programming note, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we will be here next week. In theory, Eric Zane will be with me. It'll just be a day later than usual. You'll be able to find us next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, so that we can bring you morning after coverage of the Trump-Kamala debate, as long as it happens. But now I feel confident that it's actually happening, and make sure you tune in for that. And you know what? He's not here, but for Eric Zane, you can find the Eric Zane Show and find him on Cameo. Why don't you buy a Cameo from Eric Zane and ask him where he was today and have him answer it in a Cameo. October 25th, they'll be able to find Eric Zane along with everybody for WATP Live at the Magic Bag in Ferndale, Michigan. Tickets are going fast. Go to whoarethese.com where you can also find the phone number and you can leave us a voicemail. Just mention two things. It's for WATB, and you remember how sensitive I am. Don't insult me, but make fun of Eric Zane as much as you want. And while you're there, subscribe on Patreon or become a YouTube member. You'll get at least 2 bonus episodes every month and get to watch WATP record live Wednesdays and Saturdays. I'm Christian DMZ, Instagram and X. I have my own podcast, The Blackcast. Tomorrow on the Geekscape Network, I will be joined at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific by the great Adam Hughesy, the H-Man Hughes. He'll be on my show about Marvel movies, and he wants to explain why he hates Avengers Endgame. So if you're a nerd, that's going to mean something. If you're not, maybe you just want to see Hughesy and try and figure out how drunk he is. But that's all the time we have for now. I'm Christian Bladt, reminding you that every mic is a hot mic, but Steel Toe is innocent. He did nothing wrong. He's just a man with manly needs and wants to share his perversions with the world. Leave Steel Toe alone. But Streamlabs, Venmo, Super Chats, memberships, gifted memberships, Rumble Rants, who are these podcasts? We'll see you next Wednesday, everybody.